Okay, so reading about screencasting, I was honestly kind of intrigued. I didn't know like something like that existed, but like I really liked it. It's really useful in the classroom because, like, I know me personally, I use a lot of screenshots to kind of like go back. I'm like, okay, so what the teacher wants, what I need to do, and like examples. I use a lot of screenshots, like videos. I could like minimize all my screenshots and have one video, and it could honestly be like what the teacher is doing. I find that really neat, and like that's valuable for teachers because they can just see what they're doing to the students, and that way if the students have any questions, they can look at that before asking them, and it's helpful for the students because I mean, it minimizes the questions they have because they can go back and look at that. You can really integrate this into your classroom, probably more in upper elementary, like third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade, because that might be a little tricky, I think, for some of the younger kids, especially just like technology, like it's by itself. But you could use it in your classroom for like any subject, honestly. Like if the teacher was wanting to help her visual students who might struggle in reading, she could have the book and she could be reading the book and like have it flipping the pages and send that to the student where they can listen to it but also see the words. Or like she could make a video of a math problem and how she worked it out and like multiple examples of that and send it to the students so they could have that while they were working on stuff like homework or like classwork. Just it's like extra help for the students. And I actually really like this, and I like will use this in my classroom in the future.
I think screencasts are very important for educators, especially today in the world where children are growing up in, where they're relying so heavily in technology and so much of their world revolves around it. I think it's a great way for students to have resources available for them for notes if they have questions about assignments or are just confused about a problem. It could be a great tool for students to go back to and look at to remember how to do something or work through a problem, or even just studying for a test or having notes to look through. I think that's something that I know I would at least appreciate, and I'm sure the students would. It's also a great thing for teachers just to have on hand. It's not to sound lazy, but if you're teaching a lesson multiple times, you can just play that instead of having to keep repeating yourself. It's just something that you can turn to and have on hand for the students to be able to reflect upon and look at to learn from. Also, if you're missing from the class, it's also a great thing to have prepared. Even when you're not in the classroom, you can still be with the students and still be teaching to them even though you're not present. And it's still a great way to for the students to be able to learn and reflect on things, even if you're there or not there.
Abby, you made a really great point. When I was thinking about screencasting in general, I agree with Alexis. I was just kind of thinking about, oh, it'd be great for homework, like when the kid forgets how to do something, it's step by step, whether it be math or reading or science, or even doing in class activities, just like to go back on and look at. But I didn't even think about studying for tests. That kind of like slipped my mind. But that's honestly a great point. Like, you literally have your teacher showing you step by step how to do a problem the day before a test or while studying for a test. Like, that's very helpful. Like, thanks for pointing that out.